everyone, in today's video I'm about to show you how to make a time-lapse, motion lapse and hyperlapse using your DJI Mini 2 drone, and also how to edit it in post-production. It's really simple, so follow me along and I will guide you how to do it. Also, if you're wondering how come I'm not shooting a 4K video and then speed it up as a time-lapse, you could do that, but it will take a lot of storage and the quality will not be that great as a picture. So let me grab my drone and I will see you in a bit. Now that I have my drone in there, time lapse is when you're stationary and take pictures. Motion lapse we will do later on in post-production, which is basically time lapse with some panning movement, and hyperlapse is when we move in a very slow motion and capture the sequence, either it's a video or pictures. I will show you the way I did it for all of them, but one step at a time. We go first with time lapse. Find the scenery that you want, which will have some movement to capture a good time lapse. Adjust your white balance, lock it to keep consistent images. Change to JPEG, not RAW, because if you have it on RAW, you need to convert it again through a software and there is no point for me doing that. Go to your photo, time shot, and we will put it 5 seconds for the time interval. You can change it accordingly to your situation. Let me give you a small briefing of how much time we will need to shoot, how many pictures, and so on, based on my knowledge. And guys, if I'm wrong, comment below and let me know. So listen carefully. One picture has one frame. We're shooting in 30 frames per second, so we will have 30 pictures for every 1 second of time lapse. Now I want to make 5-second time lapse, which that means 30 pictures times 5 seconds, that makes us 150 pictures. If in 1 minute we get 12 pictures, as we will be shooting with 5-second interval, then 150 pictures divided by 12 equals 12.5 minutes, and that's the time we need for a 5-second time lapse. I hope you was able to catch up on that, and let's move on. Now for the hyperlapse, we go in our gimbal advanced settings. I will lower my cine setting to as low as it gets and just keep flying steady in the direction you wish for the duration we done for the time lapse. Now that I'm back home and we're about to edit our footage, I already got it sorted in folders and also open the software that I'm using, which in this case is Premiere Pro. So what we do is open new project, go find the picture that you want to edit as a time lapse, drag it into your new project. This time lapse will be stationary. I have 180 pictures for this one. After it's been done, go to your file, new sequence. In this case I will be using 1080 as my YouTube vlog will be 1080. So now we get all of the folder and drag it into the new sequence, and as you see here it's zoomed in. It's because it's in 4K and we're dragging it into a smaller sequence. So we will press Ctrl A, right click to this setting that says set to frame size, and now it goes to the proper frame size that we want. From here we press again right click, go to speed duration and change this to 0. So what that will do is this will change it automatically to 1, and then press ripple to remove the gaps in between because there was like 4 seconds gap. So we will do just that, press OK, and now you see the sequence. So from here we will go again, right click, nest, we name it time lapse. So now that is nested, we can add maybe speed, ramps, a stabilizer. So I'm not doing anything on this one. I will be doing later on the motion lapse. I will just find my stabilizer, go to effects, warp, because it was shaky and we want some stable and nice footage. Also because I don't need motion, so I will go to the resort and press no motion. So after the stabilizer is done, you can press enter and render it to see what your footage is like, as my computer is really slow to play it back. So that's what I'm doing. This is how it looks. really nice so far, and I'm sure that the final result will be even better. So now with the hyperlapse, again the same thing. Find your folder that you have your pictures in, drag it into the new project, new sequence, then set it again to the frame size, nest it, and now you have your footage. But in this case, if I put the stabilizer, most likely, because it's a hyperlapse, it will cut a lot of the footage. So I'm not doing that, but I will render and see how it came out. So now that it's rendered, let's see how it came out. Not bad. We had 150 pictures here, almost 4.5 minutes, but you can get creative. Maybe here put it as reverse, and I will play around a little bit later, but most important is I will show you how to do those things next clip, which will be about the motion lapse. With the motion lapse now, we will do exactly the same things, nested, sequence, and all of those things that I showed you before with the time lapse and hyperlapse. I'm now putting the stabilizer, and when it's done, I will show you how to make cool things with this footage. And these techniques, you can use it also for the previous ones, like the time lapse and hyperlapse. You just need to get creative and put some motion into the video. So now I will do exactly that. I will put some panning. So how you do that is go to your effects, put keyframe on position and scale, or if you want rotation, you could do that. Then go at the end of your clip, and here it's when it finishes. So now I think I will put some panning movement to the left and maybe a little bit zoom. So let's do that. I will want it to go to the left and a bit zoom. So I will keep it simple for the video, and let me show you what the result is if you render it. So let's see now how the motion lapse came out. As you see, the results are awesome, and we are not even done yet. So what we could do is press Alt, duplicate the footage, and now if we put the speed here to reverse it, it will say error. So what we could do is nest it again, name it whatever, reverse the clip, okay, nest it again, then you can drag your stabilizer onto the clip. So let's check the result of this motion lapse. As you saw, it looks really cool, and it's nice to have this effect if you want to show a nice storyline or spice up your footage. These are the steps how to make a motion lapse, hyperlapse and time lapse. Really simple steps, and you can play around with it. You can use these techniques to put on time lapse. On the hyperlapse, maybe go straight, boomerang effect, and go back. There's many endless ways to make your video look cool. Also, a thing that I'm not doing though is by right clicking on the clip and go to your show clip frames, you got an option here, time remapping and speed. By pressing that here, you shows you a line which you could go up and down and play around it to how long you want it to speed up or slow down, or even slow down and then speed up. As I said, there's endless way to get creative. I will play around it after this video and put together a nice cinematic clip, put some color correction and change few things and see how it will come out. But these are the basic steps to learn how to make a time lapse, motion lapse and hyperlapse using your DJI Mini 2 drone and also a software like this, like the Premiere Pro, to edit the footage. I hope I was able to provide some useful information to get your footage in a higher level. I'm learning myself, so whatever I learn I show you also to my videos. So this is it guys, until next time, have a nice one, thank you for watching.